year ago.
We did.
A year later, we're now preparing for Hurricane Dorian. So we are almost to Carolina Beach. We have a live shot at 6 o'clock and it is now 5:30 and we're like 20 minutes away. So we're just going to barely make it, but we're hoping we're going to make it. We actually don't know if we're going to make it, but we're hoping we're going to make it.
ETA is 5:45, so
we've got to be 10 minutes from then be like live on TV. So hopefully that'll happen, but we'll check in later. Bye. Okay, not only did we make it with 5 minutes to spare, we got a lot of content here, talked with people who are not looking forward to the hurricane coming again if it does come here to the coast, the North Carolina coast. We did our 6 p.m. live shot. We got some interviews. We're going to slam this together and try and work on a package and head back to Raleigh. So all that driving for like an hour of racing around and then back on the road. Anything to add?
I'm sweaty.
Yeah. Oh, and my parents, thank goodness, stopped by.
Yes.
They stopped by for the live shot to bring us a donut and provide moral support. So Lauren and I are the only crew on the weekends, so we are now racing back to Raleigh, and I am working on the story on the way back, and then we will pull off and edit it and try and get back in time for any breaking news that may happen at 10 and 11 in Raleigh. Lauren's really excited about this edit because she got this great shot of a dog and we wrote to it like everyone has their eyes and ears.
It's his ear.
Open. We're pulled over at a gas station, actually a McDonald's rather. We are
has their eyes and ears open
tracking and editing.
And as WRAL's Casey Cunningham reports, people in the Carolina Beach are already bracing for the storm, hoping it's not a repeat of last year's hurricanes.
It's windy, but peaceful as families soak up the last weekend of the summer here on Carolina Beach.
We just vacationing.
But everyone has their eyes and ears open for updates of Hurricane Dorian's path.
I made sure to pay attention to the weather so that then we could time it just right.
Look, he ain't out here yet, so we're gonna enjoy this weather.
By the time we leave, it'll be coming in.
While most of the people who were out here on the beach are vacationing and will be leaving, it's the people who live out here on the coast that have concerns about Hurricane Dorian. It was almost a year ago residents were boarding up for Hurricane Florence. The town of Carolina Beach has already run through their emergency operations plan.
But we're ready. I mean, yeah, deja vu. It was a year ago, you're right.
The Eskew family is having flashbacks.
We evacuated. We ended up being gone for almost 2 weeks.
We were out for like 4 weeks of school, almost a month.
They're hopeful Dorian decides to take another route.
Just be prepared, ultimately, always, and then keep your fingers crossed.
People have been saying, oh, a hurricane's coming, and I'm getting scared, but I'm not that scared.
And with 5 days away from its expected arrival, it's too soon to tell if Dorian will make landfall here on the coast. Casey Cunningham, WRAL News, Carolina Beach.
After a long day, driving 6 hours. But we're gonna let John take over and we'll continue to push for some information. Hello everyone, we are starting our journey. I guess we should say continuing our journey, covering Hurricane Dorian. Lauren and I just got in the car and we are stopping at, you guessed it, if you've watched any of these vlogs before, follow us on Instagram, you know we're at Starbucks, stocking up. Our assignment is Atlantic Beach. So we are headed there to
Crystal Coast.
Is that what it's called?
The Crystal, I just found that out today. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Crystal Coast.
It is my first time there, so I am gonna try and read some articles on the way down and watch some coverage that's already been happening there so I can familiarize myself with the area. We'll get checked into the hotel, change, probably head out there, and then get ready to start just doing some live shots. We are at the hotel now. I just changed really quick. We are going to head into Atlantic Beach and try and start gathering some information about what's going on there, how people are preparing. Lauren and I have just arrived to Atlantic Beach. We just met a group of girls who are checking out the calm before the storm. That's what they've been saying. And some of these girls are not even back in their homes yet, really, from Hurricane Florence. So we're not looking forward to another one, huh? No. Hey guys, we just finished up our 6 p.m. live shot over on Atlantic Beach, talking about the conditions. It's a little bit rainy and windy out here, but we just stopped over here at this wonderful place. Let me see what it's called. They're staying open for us, which is incredible. So we're grabbing something to eat. It is called Roma Pizza and Subs, and they're so great. They're staying open for us. You can see we're like set up inside.
Casey Cunningham joins us live with an update on the conditions now and continuing preparations underway. Casey?
Gerald, the wind has really started to pick up here in Atlantic Beach, and this flag you can see above me is a pretty good indication. You can see how quickly it's whipping in the wind, and this area of Atlantic Beach was really hit hard during Hurricane Florence. And I want you to look at this. This structure still boarded up from that last hurricane. Residents here say they are not ready for another one. The sign that welcomes you to Crystal Coast, crystal clear.
We have a mandatory evacuation, and I'm encouraging folks to heed the governor and the mayor's warning to get out of town.
Inside the tackle box,
they can come and they can share stories.
Stories from hurricane first-timers.
I grew up in New Jersey on the shore, but hurricanes don't get up there very often, but this will be my very first one.
And over a cold beverage, they share stories of survival.
Lost my house to Florence. So I've been homeless for a year, and now here we go again.
That's right. Not even a year ago, Hurricane Florence ripped through Atlantic Beach.
I think people don't understand how bad Florence was here.
And despite drinks flowing and smiles, there's nervous anticipation for Hurricane Dorian.
We're hoping that it will gain enough speed and blow straight by us.
And inside the tackle box,
it's a little piece of comfort in our community.
Hurricane first-timers and veterans have all agreed to ride it out together.
Oh yeah, we're staying.
We chose to live in paradise, and with paradise comes challenges.
And the bridge getting onto Atlantic Beach is expected to close down tomorrow night. Back to you.
Casey Cunningham live along the Crystal Coast. Casey, thank you.
Well, the barrier islands that...
Actually, good afternoon.
Morning for us.
It's morning for us because we are on a different kind of a schedule. We have gotten started here. It's around 1 o'clock. We are rolling through the McDonald's drive-thru. They are open. Woo! Thank you, McDonald's.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. And then we're headed to scout out some locations for our live shots once the hurricane comes through, which appears to be coming through in this area and sometime tonight. So we're gonna go try and get staged up and then start our live shots at 2 o'clock.
From Atlantic Beach, or right there, you're just over the bridge, I think, at Morehead City, Casey. We took your live picture before the break and saw some traffic over that bridge. Now, the bridge had been closed. Has it reopened for a while?
David, the bridge is open and it will be closing later tonight. So far we haven't seen a lot of traffic coming over the bridge, but there is traffic going away from Atlantic Beach. The mayor here, emergency officials warning everyone to get out of Atlantic Beach before it is dark. We have just crossed over the bridge into Atlantic Beach, and I want to show you what we're seeing, because if you looked outside your window, it looks okay. Not too much rain, but it's the wind that is really powerful, and we are starting to see some of this water. Fans of rain, you can see one is starting out, just keep whipping really quickly. Right now we are standing on the porch of an oceanfront property. You can see Atlantic Beach and the ocean behind us. Some of these waves are getting as high as 8 feet. We want to show you one more time. This is the bridge heading to Atlantic Beach. That will close in about an hour. So we spoke with the mayor, not too long ago. He said he's encouraging residents over on Atlantic Beach to come over the other side of the bridge and seek shelter before it gets even worse out here. But the good news, David, Deborah, right now, a little bit of a break in that rain that was coming down hard a little while ago. Back to you. The countdown is over. The bridge to get to Atlantic Beach is officially closed. You can see here Atlantic Beach police blocking off the entrance. You can also see over here State Highway Patrol cars are out here as well. And here we go. It's picking up again. So that shows you how quickly it changes.
Is there power in your area?
I just checked in with troopers, and there is still power in this area. They also tell us there have not been any accidents, and they are crediting that to this mandatory curfew that's in effect. We've been speaking with these police officers who are out here. You can see the state troopers over here. They also tell us something pretty interesting. During Hurricane Florence, they just did this, so they feel pretty confident they are going to be able to handle the number of calls that are going to come in. The wind has really started to pick up, which is why we wanted to move locations. And Deborah, that's exactly what we did. If you walk over here, you will see that we are very close to the water. We are at a boating access here.
Hey, Casey, thank you very much. And just protect yourself, stay safe for the next couple of hours. It's going to get really hairy.
Absolutely. Well, we have a full crew here. Photojournalist Jamie Munden, who is here standing by. We have photojournalist Lauren DeSarma behind the camera. We have strategized. We have shelter in place, and we are ready. There's Jamie. Lauren's over here, too. Oh, the police just showed up. I wonder if they're going to kick us out. We are probably a half hour away from some of the turbulent gusts we're getting from Hurricane Dorian, and I wanted to check in and show you a little bit about, what we've been doing, where we are. We're at a boat access here where you can see the water behind us, creeping up a little closer to us, slamming against these docks here that are bouncing up and down. We are just pushing through, and they think Dorian is moving past us, so that's good news. There's Lauren. This is for the vlog. And I made it back. It is 3 in the morning. This is how you know you made it back late to the hotel. They're already setting up the breakfast for the morning. I'm so thankful. For the most part, the winds are nowhere near as bad. The rain is not as bad as Hurricane Florence, at least where we are. So I'm really thankful for that. I'm gonna go get some sleep. We're back on 12-hour shifts tomorrow. Yeah, just feeling blessed and thankful that so far everyone is okay.
Isle where not a lot of great news. We saw the tornado hit there. And Casey, what are you seeing today? I know those folks have some challenging times ahead of them.
They sure do, Gerald. This is our first time here. I've been seeing, like you guys, the images online and on WRAL of what folks experienced here in Emerald Isle. What I didn't expect to see was this. I just want you to take a look right behind me here. This is the Salty Pirate. This is a water park here in Emerald Isle at the Boardwalk RV Park. This is where a tornado ripped through this area yesterday morning. I mean, there is so much cleanup to do here. We just spoke with the owner who tells us this area was also hit during Hurricane Florence, so they are really feeling defeated. When he arrived, he had no idea this is what he saw. He said it just took his breath away.
Just surreal. I mean, it was just completely, like, literally looked like looking to scene out of Twister. I mean, it was just, I came up about 2 minutes after it happened. I was actually on the way over here to do some work. Thankfully, it wasn't here yet. But I pulled up, and it was just, I mean, it couldn't even grasp to see everything, in RVs upside down, and then walking around back here and seeing his building it was on top of my building yesterday. It was just, I had to sit down. It was overwhelming.
And you can see the family here surveying the damage. They are starting to clean up, put the pieces of everything back together. There is good news, though. They said the community has offered to help, jump in and help and do everything they can to get the Salty Pirate back on its feet. This is not the only part of the Boardwalk RV Park that has been destroyed. We've seen images and heard the stories from families who live here who've lost everything after their homes were flipped over because of this tornado. It's interesting. They said they wouldn't have even known a hurricane came through here if it hadn't have been from this tornado. So this tornado has really caused a lot of the damage here at the Boardwalk RV Park. A long way of cleanup to go. Gerald?
There, the power is out where you are. How are people coping?
You know, so far their spirits are good. There is a bit of a sense of desperation because this area was flooded out during Hurricane Florence, but so far everyone is in good spirits. I'll tell you what brings even better spirits. The fact that we just saw about 20 Duke Energy trucks roll through to a hotel here. So that is very encouraging. You can see the reflection of police lights in this RV park. That is because they are blocking off this area with these barriers here because it is still considered unsafe. This is one of the reasons why. You can see this RV home, this mobile home flipped over completely upside down. I've never seen anything like this. That just goes to show you how powerful this tornado was. We spoke with residents out here who tell us you would never even know that there was a hurricane here if it wasn't for the fact that these tornadoes were popping up, and this one happened to tear through the RV park. So still a lot of cleanup to happen. We're talking with crews who have traveled from all over the state of North Carolina. They tell us it could be 4 to 5 months before all of this debris is cleaned up. So we still have a long way to go. And coming up tonight on WRAL News at 11, we speak with a business owner who just lost everything during Florence, opened up his water park back in May, only months later to have it destroyed again by Hurricane Dorian. So still a lot of rebuilding to do, but you will hear his story coming up tonight on WRAL News at 11. Back to you.
That is tough to hear. At least those power crews are coming into that area. I know people would be so excited to get the power back on, Casey.
It's so cool. Every time we see them, we like start cheering. We've seen them driving on the roads, and they come through in this line, and you see the linemen, and sometimes they'll beep at you, and it really does bring just a sense of comfort to see them coming to the rescue. And they're staying in a hotel here. We've seen them all line up at this hotel here that has no power, so you know they're making a sacrifice to be away from their family and friends and homes, and not in the greatest of living conditions to bring us some power back. So that is an encouraging sight to see for sure.
They are remarkable. We so appreciate what they do. Casey Cunningham live in Emerald Isle. Thank you, Casey.
Cedar Island is the gateway to the Outer Banks. Not a lot of people know it existed. Nonetheless, know that it was one of the places hit the hardest during Hurricane Dorian. There was a ton of flooding in this area, even reaching 9 feet high closer to the water. It also destroyed some businesses. They are working very hard to dry places like Sharky's Bar and Grill out and get back to normal.
I know several houses I saw debris outside already and carpet ripped out, so it doesn't appear to be as bad as last time with Florence, but certainly did some damage. So
power crews have finally been able to make it here to Cedar Island today, bringing some hope to these residents that power will be restored and people here haven't been forgotten. Back to you.
Typically we work out of our car, and we've been working near a lot of flood zones recently, so we opened our door so we could jump out and shoot a quick stand-up, and that's for our story tonight, which is really great. But this is what happened. These are all mosquitoes all over the entire car. There are thousands in here. They have been biting us, and we really want to stay and just finish our story and do the best we can. So I've been blocking them out, and I just wanted to show this glamorous version of what we do. See ya.
Residents farther south along the Crystal Coast are dealing with the destruction from Dorian. But WRAL's Casey Cunningham was documenting it live on Facebook when she saw something unexpected, a shaved ice truck.
Oh my gosh, look what just pulled up. What's your name?
My name is Dave Engelhardt.
Casey, nice to meet you. That is so cool. Oh, I gotta throw a microphone on this guy and get his story.
Yes, she did. We spoke to the man behind the Kona truck. Casey Cunningham has that story.
These power crews have been working all day to try and bring back power to one place that really needs it, Cedar Island. And while they're working nonstop to help Cedar Island, one man is working to help them. The road to Cedar Island is filled with trucks. Mostly the kind of trucks you would expect to see after a hurricane.
Come on.
But then there's David Engelhardt.
Come on over and get yourself one if you want.
While crews are busy restoring power, he's restoring faith in humanity.
We know they're hot and they're sweaty and it's humid out here, and we try to bring a little joy and a little bit of comfort to them by serving them a free shaved ice. Gentlemen.
9 years ago, Engelhart and his wife launched their shaved ice business. Then a storm came through the area, bringing new customers.
Well, you know, our first year in business, we're still trying to build our business up. You know, we're like, yeah, this is great. You enjoy. You can put your flavors on anywhere you like there.
But then he saw the linemen working hard, pulling their community back together, putting it in its place.
Appreciate you guys. And after about the second stop, my wife and I just looked at each other and said, you know, I don't think we need to be selling, so we just started giving them away. You don't owe me anything. You guys, we appreciate you guys.
As we follow the power crews into Cedar Island, we learn the gateway to the Outer Banks suffered some of the worst damage from Hurricane Dorian.
The locals, it was the highest water they've ever seen here at the island.
Days later, the water still hasn't completely receded.
I think we're the last of the area to not have power, so should be soon.
And it will be, with these crews working non-stop. And with David following closely behind.
Is there anybody else over there? Y'all good? All right, y'all be blessed. Appreciate it. Be safe.